in the postseason by 9. And Petey LaSala wins the opening faceoff, exits clean, feeds the wing, and too high for Schellenberger. An early turnover. Petey LaSala celebrates.
Side 10 in red can fly. Watch his first step.
That's Chorus. He was a second midfielder last year. Now Kyle Long. They look to him to initiate from the midfield. He'll flip it up top. Bounce shot and a score by Daniel Kelly. And started with...
On this Maryland team, played attack in high school, very comfortable behind the cage for a midfielder. And you see the head up and the vision. And Kelly is playing in Logan Wisnaskis' spot from a year ago.
Rest defensively, they're as sound as you'll find. Here's Eric Spanos. Finding Maltz, who was a backup attackman last year. Scored 40 goals 2 years ago, and he beats Matthew Nunes. And right now, Nunes' play, the last 2 games
of his journey, scores over 30 goals in 2021 as a starter. Reserve role because of the depth the Terps had on offense a year ago. Now he's back into the mix. The leading goal scorer in the book on Sawstead. You want to play on the perimeter, use your quickness in your first step. These guys are too long and will eat you alive if you get in the body.
Here comes Urksa. Picked up by Sawstead. You see the respect Virginia has for him. Now it's Brennan against the shorty. Zinn turns, fires, scores. The defending champs up 3-0. Talking to Maryland assistant Jake Bernhardt, he was mentioning to me that while this used to be an old ACC rivalry, Terps haven't played on this field in 2013. One of the things the players were testing out, what kind of bounce can you get on this Klockner field? We've been here enough to know this field gives you. Here comes Chorus down the alley. Long on the invert over to Brennan. Brennan was a first-line midfielder in 2020, had some injuries. Back on that first line now. Maltz and Kelly playing catch. Still plenty of time to shoot. Erks has got some sizzle, feet inside. Chorus off the side of the net. Grassy knoll across from us that you see on your screen.
This is the best.
Filling up. And Virginia now 0 for Bodos. Here's Connor. Good look, high crank McConvey, and the Virginia crowd.
Schellenberger and Dixon and Cormier. Thomas McConvey, the grad transfer from Vermont, 61 goals a season ago, led all midfielders in college lacrosse. Now he's got a short stick on Manish. It's almost unfair, but it's his shooting ability. The quick release, it just stings.
It's kept Schellenberger in check. Miezon against Donovan Lacey. Using the body. Miezon feeding Sunderland, a good idea. Pass goes awry. Erksa dancing behind the cage. Nunes coming out in the cat and mouse game. Nunes delivering the check. John Tillman wanted a flag. Sawstead trying to get into the hands of Erksa. Now Jack Chorus against Noah Chismar. Back to Maltz at that first part. They said the way Virginia's come out, the Cavaliers try to deliver the knockout punch early. It's no secret. Maryland wants to make this a marathon, make it a 12, 15-round fight. On the doorstep.
Game, so both of these squads, we talked about John Tillman just kind of changing the way that he coaches over the years and allowing his teams to play at a high pace.
Schellenberger to Dixon. Here's Miezon again. Tough matchup for any short stick. Donovan Lacey, grad transfer out of Sacred Heart, trying to stay with him. Cormier finds the back of the net.
Sunderland did not capitalize on, but this time you show some versatility. You get Maryland now pressing. You're a force from the outside, so now everyone needs to help on Ricky. When you help, how do you counter?
Here's crossed emoji. Here comes Schellenberger, still looking for his first point against Maryland. Did not have one in the quarterfinal last year. McConvey drew the double, kicks it back out to Shelley. Schutt's going to work now. Gets free and scores. That is a triceratops.
It was the best midfield performance of the season. You see the absolute speed. Schellenberger right there. That slight little pick, and Schutz really doesn't even use the pick. But the ability to get Maryland thinking that they're going to have to switch.
If your league is up, whereas if the script was flipped like last year, if you're in the ACC, you start losing conference games as Cormier gives Virginia the lead. Well, then those hits.
Outside of Toronto, Father Chris gave him a stick when he was just a young buck. Father was a goalie. They spent tons of time in the backyard with young Peyton shooting on Father Chris and Grandma Barb.
Going to work on Lacey. Back to Schellenberger. Zappatello's done a nice job on him. Connor. Now picked up by the short stick Lacey. Connor had 3 goals for Virginia in the quarterfinal loss to Maryland. McIntosh to Miazon. 5 unanswered by Virginia.
The game for a while. This can be Ross. You can put him at short stick defensive midfield. Lars Tiffany said no. He's got some offensive talent. We need to just let him take chances. Let him get used to the speed of the game. And you're seeing it. You're seeing the passing, the inside ability, stretching with high bouncers. He's got a little bit of everything today. And Schellenberger says to himself, oh, I'm not part of the party here. I got to press and do something for myself.
Zappatello has not yielded much to Schellenberger, but that time he found an opening, and the nation's assist.
And you strike. It's not there right away. That's good defense by Zappatello. But what makes Schellenberger so elite is he doesn't give up on plays, and he trusts his teammates. You see McCon.
Alex Rode makes the body save. Maryland had all the emotion and energy going into last year. And Lars Tiffany knew his team could not match that. Matthew Nunes could not match that from Spanos.
He's got the long arms and the wingspan. I've seen him use his right hand quite a bit, and this time driving up the left side with low angle. And the jump shot, I think, throws Nunes off a little bit, too. I think that is a well-timed jumper. Plays to the strengths of the individuals and the performers on his team, year in and year out.
Now back to full strength as Evan Zinn runs on. Owen Murphy feeding the crease. Nice move inside. Flag down. Goal is good. It's Jack Corus with the tally.
Presence in terms of his ability to spray it from downtown. So he gets the attention of Virginia. All the eyes are on 55. But Corus is left right in front, and initially when he makes that move, it looks like he was going to get the ball dislodged. He holds on to it, but Murphy
and Zappatello and Sawstead getting in your business. Here comes Brennan down the alley, shoots low, hit the cage. Chismar had it, flag down.
That's going to be a push on Maryland for 30 seconds.
True face-off win percentage. One of those stats that needs to go mainstream.
Oh, yes.
Schutz over to Schellenberger to the wing. McConvey, great look. Almost.
You really got to protect the paint in the inside, but Virginia, as you're seeing right now with McConvey and Schellenberger and Garneau, like, they'll stretch you too.
McConvey over to Garneau. Schutz on the doorstep. Cormier, slam dunk. We called him a walking hat trick. First game back from an injury.
His first start at Homewood a couple weeks ago when Cormier was on the bench with an injury. But Griffin Schutz with a tremendous cross-crease pass. Those are 2 skip passes that really broke the defense.
To Kelly against Matsui. Urksa again gets around Sawstead and scores! He joysticked right past the 5th-year senior.
Ability, his footwork. And then I went back to his high school days and watching him on tape. As a Scholastic player, he was tooling on defenders with speed and quickness. That time, he never lets Cade Sawstead touch him. If he goes into the body there...
In 2021, Bernhardt had the uncanny ability with his speed. He would isolate a defender. Everybody would clear out. And we saw him dust some of the best defenders in the country. Shot clock at 5. Long, feeding the crease, inside, Urksa ties it at 7. The freshman with back-to-back tallies.
For assists today. Late in the shot clock, Virginia kind of starts to hedge and show a double. You see all the hats, the white helmets, with the attention on Kyle Long. Late in the shot clock, I think you gotta trust him.
Murphy had 7 goals in 2 games against Virginia last year. Feeding inside, Noon's got a piece of it. It's Zinn off the deflection. 9 saves for the sophomore.
You're feeling that Maryland is more confident feeding the inside, right? Back-to-back possessions.
Here's Zinn all the way! A Thanos goal.
And Lars Tiffany wants him primarily as a short stick defensive midfielder as Maryland hits the pipe, could have taken the lead. And then the counter, the speedster, the fastest guy on this field is Evan Zinn. And although he's playing short stick D-mini, he's got the green light in space in the full field because of the speed, the shooting ability. That's the beauty, Anish, of the defensive midfielders as Weirman counters it.
Tied at 8, 8:45 to go.
This is the battle that we talked about. Petey LaSala is known as the goal scorer, 33 goals in his career. Weirman, not so much. No.
Shots picked up by Jack McDonald. Shots feeding Dixon. Rupel is there to...
2 sophomores and a freshman, and Whittier actually is a redshirt.
Murphy gives Maryland the lead.
To the left, and with the wicked overhand release, he gets Matt Nunes guessing. 2 giants in the programs.
Ten and red might hold the key to this offense. Jack Corus curls and scores. And Maryland has a 2-goal lead.
On the near inside pipe. But there is a confidence in this Maryland offense. Once again, they get Virginia ball watching. Jack Brennan, he gets everyone thinking he's shooting there. Chorus goes behind. Gotta have 4 back.
And now Nunes has to retreat to the cage. Spanos thought about it. Chismar guarding him. Spanos, assists of any Maryland midfielder in program history. Played attack in high school along with midfield. Now Maltz has his man hung up. Nunes comes out of the cage. Left the cage open, able to recover, makes the save. Zinn's got it. Schellenberger. Over to McConvey. Toward the cage. McConvey diving. Does it count? Flag down. Officials confer.
And sometimes he's the 4th or 5th option for Virginia, but he's so slick and gets underneath and goes airborne. That is a beautiful dodge in recognition of your body and the defensive pressure.
Thomas McConvey with his 4. McConvey, who's got a hat trick and shuts the midfielders. McConvey on the shorty. Schellenberger, skip pass. Dixon shot, turned away by Rupel. The freshman has lived. Long, back to Maltz. Nunes back into the crease. Here's Chorus. He had 2 goals in the 3rd quarter when Maryland took the lead. A hat trick for Chorus. And it quiets the club.
Best game of his season when his team needs it. In the second half, he feels the pressure of the front side defense right there. He sees the slide also. Kate Sawstead is coming to help.
Has a brother on the lacrosse team, Charlie, brother Will on the men's golf team.
But it was the awareness of understanding where that defensive pressure was.
Kolar, bouncer and a score! It's the Terrapin train in the second half.
Offense and striking in transition, but Maryland actually has been the team that has struck in transition more, and it's countering Virginia's inability really to play team defense. So kudos to Maryland for making the adjustments, striking in transition, but all
quarters last year, he's held him to 1 assist today.
And you know what Jesse Bernhardt and John Tillman, Bernhardt, the defensive coordinator, are saying to...
There's Dixon, found an opening, and Connor found the Slim Reaper.
Underrated, multifaceted midfielder in the nation with the eyes and the streaking, far pike cutting ability of Xander Dixon. That is a Xander Dixon goal.
You said, how do you shoot 60%, right? Marietta, Georgia, was not even a top 100 guy. Shuts, shot blocked, sea of red. Man down.
Hello, and can argue he's been the most valuable player in today's game. Oh, looks like right in the rib. There's no protection there. There's no rib pad that a defender is going to wear there. That is just hitting flesh and bone.
Hey, I need some clarification on that.
Defender who's back, he's healthy.
He was the best defender at the end of that 19 season as a true freshman.
Thought he was terrific earlier in the season against Jack Myers from Ohio State.
Schellenberger over to Schutz, and it's a 1-goal game.
Memory of the past Maryland explosive offense if you're Matt Nunes. Come up with a stop. Get your team in the mix. Then you're in for erasing the first 3 quarters.
Urksa against Sawstead, gives it up. Now Chorus, a hat trick today on the sophomore Chismar. Nunes never saw it. Chorus with his 4th. A career.
On Nunes, he shot high. This time Chorus knows he's got the matchup. There's no slide on the short stick. So how's he gonna sneak it by? Nunes stays high, and Kyle Long shot high. This time Chorus, though.
McConvey has a short stick matchup. Where does the help come? Crossfield pass. It's Schellenberger off the feet from McConvey. He was anticipating.
He's one of the elite midfielders in college lacrosse. You've seen him diving through the air as a goal scorer. This time the backside pass. Look at the eyes right there, all on McConvey. 3 shirts. But like you said,
here's Connor working on Nick Red. Now McConvey, left hand free, and McConvey ties it at 13.
he's a different kind of finisher. Once the big moment. First it's the pass by McConvey, and this dagger of a shot on the run. Top shelf.
It'll be Virginia ball. Quick restart. Schellenberger to Zinn. Launches. Save Rupel, the freshman. It comes back to McConvey. Here's a chance. Another save by Rupel. Plays it back up top. Chorus, who's got the 4 goals. Best game of his career. Urksa now. Over to the wing. Kelly shoots and wins it for the Terps. Number 1 team in the country facing defeat for the first time this season. And the Terps today on the road at Klockner. Sold out crowd. Biggest crowd here in 10 years. They may